Hello, and welcome to Aquatic Park today. This is Judy's Mind Body Health class, and we seem to be doing a lot more even next semester than I would have thought. But anyway, some things will be online, some things will be live, and I look forward to every single class we have as we continue with this online class on Fridays, thanks to Aquatic Park. This first move we are doing is part of the Qigong series that I'm using. And I'm on a stool right now because it's just a really good way to start. Inhaling through the abdomen, exhaling down through 3 energy centers: the head, the heart and lungs, and the abdomen. And thank you for coming today, either live or later in the recording. Inhale up through your abdomen and through your nostrils, and exhale down through both. Releasing the jaw a little bit, inner smile right up here near the cheekbones. And that actually allows you to get into your nostrils, relax your jaw. And all new things that we start, we're always a little bit nervous about, whether it's you or me. It's just the essence of being human. So you want to really relax here. You want to get rid of your cell phone messages or later and inhale and slowly exhale down. Now I'm beginning to feel this in my belly here as I expand. And as I contract, I feel the energy moving towards my tailbone area, or right around here, what we call the Ming Men, right in the lower back, in that area. So that's a natural breath from Qigong. When we release the jaw a little bit, feel a little inner smile right up here. And after all, it is the joy of movement that we're doing. Tai Chi Chih, once we get there. And feel the energy coming down. Now you'll begin to feel it if you're sitting on a stool that's the right length for you. You'll begin to feel this in the soles of the feet. So this is the rise of the energy towards the sky. And this is the sink of the energy towards the earth. An essential recycling move with the breath and the movement. So this beautiful triple burner, which sometimes is also called the triple heater, is here a Qigong move that moves towards the heavens or towards the sky and then back down to the earth, moving through the central core of the body right here, all the way down. The instructions for this move is to do it 9 times, preferably. Anytime when you start to feel like you're losing it, and you just come back to do this. And it's very, very grounding. Yes, beautiful. The next one we go to is Buddha picks up the earth. You start here up in the heavens or the sky, and you move down towards picking up the whole world. The Buddha is picking up the world. He or she is going to move it into the sky. Use your peripheral vision for this. That way you don't have to start lifting your head. We want to minimalize our movement, but maximize our joyous energy. So feel that with happiness. Honestly, it's so important. And one more of Buddha picks up the earth and sends the earth into the sky. And now we move towards our next move, which is opening up the whole rib cage here as we inhale with the fingertip and the thumb together, all the way up on the ribs. Ribs are opening on this side. Lengthen on the inhale. Feel that easy drop down as the palms flattens. And then the other side, inhale. And you can follow it with your peripheral vision if you like. This is really good for the eyes. Just follow the hand down and then follow it up on the other side. Maybe admire the kids' artwork in your room or your own artwork on the walls. Or sometimes something else that catches your eye up there and enables you to want to lengthen up farther towards the heavens or the sky. The only problem with a stool is that it's a little bit hard to do a spinal twist. So I'm going to do one, but this is very limited and it's enough on this stool. This is what my stool looks like. I'm on the edge of it. I'm going to inhale here, bring this left hand for you over to the right thigh, open this hand up and pretend I'm in the theater. So how are you today? She seems to be fine. Now you're going to go over on this side, open up for your spinal twist and ask another question. Well, do you like the play? No answer. Anyway, finding a way to move in the theater, you'll need to move probably like this across the seat, right? So if we stand and move into some of our other Qigong moves, it may be easier. But for those of you wanting to sit, you can probably sit through this entire practice. You just probably need to figure out how to move your body and not hurt yourself. Okay, a wall is always good. For example, you can come to a wall and decide to bring this foot forward and back, bracing through the abdomen here. Or turn the leg around and turn it the other way. And then against the wall, you can do the same thing with the other leg. Turn it. Brace the abdomen, make sure that you brace through the core here, and then come back. So walls are great assistants to us, as well as stools. In some of the videos I've been doing recently, I did use a stool to show on YouTube how you could use that for accessibility, but another day. Going back to triple burner and exhaling down. Now you begin to apply what you just did seated and feel your expansion and contraction. That's natural to the body when we inhale through the nostrils and include the energy C, which is the part of the abdomen on your triple burner right here. And now for the rib cage, we're going to do the accordion. The palms are separated like that. They're facing each other. Inhale, expanding the ribs. Exhale, contract them. Now you can sink and rise with this if you like. Just sink a little bit with your feet in a V, rider on horse position. And practice your sinking and rising. Notice the knees track. As you bend the knees, they need to track only as far as the end of that toe, no farther. So we want to, as seniors, and that's people after over 55, we want to make sure that we protect our knees as well as exercise them. Basically, we're exercising the muscles around the knees. And we're doing this while we're expanding our ribs. Here's the exhale. Here's the inhale. Beautiful, beautiful expansion of the ribs. That's really, really important. Let's move down the body to the feet still in a V for our forward, side, back, side, hip circles. So we're kind of aiming towards this whole energy C area here today, your low dantian. But you want to have the alignment and opening of your upper chest. the alignment of the body, the length of it, and the opening of the upper chest. So even when you're doing this, you want to still have the crown of the head, the back of the skull, lifted from heaven with the chin parallel to the earth. And that's kind of from yoga, but we can apply it to all of these wonderful Eastern practices because they're extremely related in concept. Okay, let's shake it out all over. This is Qigong. Start with the feet moving up through the knees and the hips and the abdomen and the upper chest and up all the way up to your hands and shake it out. Very good. Now shoulder rolls forward, up, back, and down. We're opening up all of these joints as we do our warm-up before Tai Chi Chih. And back the other way, forward and down. But feel the shoulder blades as they're coordinating here with what's going on in front. The elbows are going around. And then as they go back the other way, feel them roll down the back, rolling down the back. We want those shoulder joints loose. Head, clasping your hands behind the back, or if you need to bring your shoulders up to support the head to go around, that's also very often done. So dropping the head toward the chin towards the chest and bring the left ear, your left ear over to the side, or your right if you're following me and mirroring. So I will mirror you. This would be your right ear. And this is my right ear over here. So mirroring, I try to remember to tell you what you're doing, not what I'm doing. So this is your right ear. And now it's your left ear. Okay, we're in the center, back to where we started, with the chin towards the chest. And we're going to go the opposite direction, towards your left and around. If you clasp the hands in back, you may be able to feel that you don't have to lift your shoulders. If you do have to lift your shoulders, or if you get any pain, it's best to stop. Arms in a T. I probably look like I'm a T now, right? So your arms are out there and you're just going to release the energy of the arms as they turn forward here. And then go back the opposite direction. And basically, because the arms are heavy, once we start Tai Chi Chih, we never do totally straighten them. So I'm not really straightening mine now either. I don't do that. That would be locking the elbows. You don't want to lock anything, including your knees. All right, let's pat down the body. This is definitely Qigong stuff. Coming outside the legs, bringing energy or Qi to the skin and all your fascia here. Blood vessels, really good for us. Clapping. This can be done anyway. So let's go down the arm, up the arm, inside the arm, and back. Down this arm, inside the arm, across the chest, the belly, the buttocks. Don't hit yourself too hard. And down the sides of the thighs down. Now here you might want to be careful. So you really want to slow down here for a moment. And we're going to fold forward from the hips. So placing your hands on your hip bones here, fold forward, flat back. And now release the back so that it's rounding. Possibly you can touch the floor. If not, don't worry about it. Just end up here. All right, so this is important for our next Qigong move, which is the fountain. When you do the fountain, you're going to start up here and you're going to bring your hands, the palms back to back here, release over, flatten the back, bending forward from the hips. And now you're going to be out far enough from the body that you can release the back, round the back. And that's pretty safe. Inhale up. Find a way to do this where it doesn't hurt. Exhale down. Inhale up. Speed is not necessary. Exhale down. Because we're warming up for a very slow practice of Tai Chi Chih, the slower we can go, the better as we come into a more of a state of inner awareness. Now, when you get down here next, just start tapping up the insides of the legs, and that should bring you up again. Good. We're going to do knocking at the gates. Now, release the back heel, because we are doing a spinal twist with this, and you're probably tapping initially your buttocks area back here, and in front, your abdominal organs are getting a nice massage. Now bring it up a little higher so that you're going to touch your kidneys and back, if possible. But that's why you want to release the back heel so that you can get some momentum on this if you need. And now we're going to move to the front of the chest, right underneath the shoulders. And that's tapping an important acupressure point. Good. Shake it out again. Shake all the way down. A little sinking and rising here while we shake. Good, and now relax it. Knees together. Lengthening through the spine. Thumbs on your hips for a moment. Fold forward from the hips with a flat back. Take hold of your knees, little circles towards your right and around, holding on to them. And then to the left and around. Whenever there are circles, we want to do, if possible, both directions. That's why in Tai Chi Chih, we'll have circles that will go clockwise and we'll have them going counterclockwise. Because outside of the knee, on this side for me, I would be going counterclockwise. Outside of this knee for me, I would be going clockwise. So the knees go like this, right? That's why your circles on this side, on your left side, would move outside that knee and around where your weight shift. And on the other side would move outside this knee and around. So those circles, depending on which leg you're on, always need to go outside of that knee initially, okay? Certain little rules like that help people remember how to find their balance. Okay, a quickie walk forward, slowly, only because we're doing 3, but they're going to be slow. Finding your grounding, shifting towards your right leg, which is the same as mine right here because I'm on the sideways plane here. Release your heel on the left side. Bring the energy towards the center of the foot and the front of the foot, and now push off from there. Release the other leg, bend as you start coming towards the middle of the foot. Feel the front of the foot till you get to the toes, and then drop the other leg. This is the best way to start practicing your balance for weight shifting. Coming here, grounding. By bending both knees, your feet are already in a V here. Shift over to the left. Feel the pelvis fairly solidly. You're using your core muscles here. Release this heel on the right side. Drop into the middle of the foot and the front of the foot and the toes. And then when you get to the toes, you're ready to drop the other heel. And notice how strong your pelvis is here. When we work on our core, it becomes easier to balance through our feet. So if you do that a few times every day, slowly, that'll help you remember that when you walk, and this is something I have to work with myself all the time. You want to walk starting with your heels and then moving towards your toes. Heel to toe. Walk forward towards me. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. Yeah, my mother always walked on her toes, so I had to relearn, because we actually follow our parents. I had to relearn how to do this when I was in my 60s or 70s, I think. And I'm still learning how to balance better. Okay. A little bit of grounding here before we begin. Okay, exhaling down, feet are in a V. Inhaling up to the heart, your middle dantian. Exhaling down to the low dantian right here. Inhaling up to the heart and going beyond that to the head. Exhaling down from the head, through the heart, to the abdomen, and notice how you begin to feel it in your feet. Do it again. To the head. Feel the breath, how slow it is now. To the trees that aren't here, but where they are in our imagination. And to the sky. Come into mountain pose. This is from Hatha Yoga, but it also is found in Qigong and all of these practices. Palms are forward, chest is open, and breathe a few moments here. Breathing into your nose, bringing the tongue to the upper palate right here, releasing the jaw, and exhaling down. 3-part breath. Abdomen opens on the inhale. The chest opens. Bring it up to the collarbones and exhale down. 2 more. Feel the expansion in the abdomen, in the rib cage, and the upper chest as the energy moves towards the collarbones here. And back down on the exhale. 1 more cycle of 3. Beautiful. Now that you're in mountain pose, come forward on your feet towards the balls of the feet and lift the heels a little bit. Come back towards the heels and feel the toes lift a little bit off the earth. This is in preparation for rocking motion. Tai Chi Chih's 19 movements and 1 pose from 1974, and Justin Stone, whose teacher was Wen Shan Wang. With gratitude towards this beautiful 19 movements in 1 pose, I'm going to read them first because I usually get to the rubber band here and don't give you the others. But the others are pulling taffy variation 1, anchor, pulling taffy variation 2, wrist circles, pulling taffy variation 3, perpetual motion, working the pulley, light at the top of the head, joyous breath, passing clouds, 6 healing sounds, and cosmic consciousness pose. I know when I first memorized those, I had to really imagine them all as certain places in my life. So, for example, going back here for daughter in the valley and daughter on the mountaintop, I imagined a lake where I was on one side and the mountains were over there. And I was going to see myself as someone's daughter going up the mountain and then coming down and then going through the valley after I'd seen the mountain. So once you begin to look at all of these, you realize that they're really connected to a Taoist idea that everything is connected to nature. And as human beings, we're connected to animals, the earth, the sky, everything, and it's all here. And I thought, wow, that's cool. I can really go with that. Rocking motion. Notice how when the wrists turn, they kind of make a figure 8. Can you see that and feel it? That's a very important symbol in Eastern medicine and now Western medicine. This is the infinity symbol. You're also picking up energy from Earth, bringing it towards the sky, turning over the palms to bring it back down to Earth. So it's a recycling move in some ways of oxygen connecting to the blood. And your movement, creating the feeling of the Chih, your intrinsic energy. And it starts to happen right away. Rocking motion is considered a warm-up for the practice, so we can do it not just 9 times, but 27, 36, any multiples of 9. Or when you feel you've had enough, you stop and slow down, ground, and feel the grounding as if they were globes of energy right here connecting to Earth and your feet. Because the energy see here and the weight shift works together. Just ground for a moment. Feel the resistance of gravity in those palms. They're in polarity to the Earth right now. There's something there. Can you feel it? It's dynamic energy. When we stop, we can feel it in almost everything on this earth and begin to appreciate how amazing it is to be able to feel it. Our next move is bird flaps its wings. It's another warm-up. You're coming to the balls of the feet, releasing the heels as you exhale. Here's your beautiful inhale, and here's your sinking here. Here's your rising on the inhale. Feel it. One wrist circle forward. 3 cycles of bird flaps its wings. Inhale it and sink it into the earth, resting on globes of energy. Shifting towards your right leg, subtly here. You can feel it coming over. The energy is moving into this foot. It's now the on leg. And now you're going to have enough release over here in the right leg, in your left leg, to be able to feel a full weight shift forward in a moment. Bending the front knee and straightening the back, and now bending the back knee and straightening the front, creating this sense of yang in the front leg, and then yin in the front leg, and the opposite in the back. And you're moving around outside of your front leg, up front knee, in chest high water in the imagination. Two more. Last one here. Release that left leg back. Slow grounding, releasing of the knees, shifting over towards your left to bring the right heel forward. This knee is already bent. This knee is already straight. Or leg is straight, but not locked at the knee, right? Always make sure that all the joints are released and open so that the energy moves through. That energy is the Chih. We want to cultivate it without effort. In Zen speak, this is the effort of no effort. But maintain your alignment and your breath as you connect it to the movement. That is what will connect to you in a way that it moves into your circulation. And you begin to feel it in your fingertips and your toes when it gets there. Through slowness, continuity, establishing a steady rhythm, and moving from the center. Around the platter, variation is next. Shifting laterally, releasing that left heel. Picking up energy on your left shoulder here, just near it anyway, and releasing it center, opposite the heart and lungs. Here's your inhale. Here's that release that moves the energy to the back toes. In a circle. Think of how a circle has no beginning and no end, except it has a beginning here with a ball of energy, but then it continues on without stopping. This is the last one of around the platter variation on your left side now. We bring that front foot back, ground through both feet in your rider on horse position. Shift over to the left to bring the right heel forward. Pick up your ball of energy on the right side here and drop it center of the circle, opposite your heart and lungs. In chest high water. Don't forget to breathe. Here's your inhale through the nostrils. Here's the exhale through the mouth. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the foot back in. Keep the rhythm going into the grounding here. And we move to double ground that one. And then we prepare to shift laterally for bass drum, bringing the left heel forward. Keeping the sense of flow from one movement to the other. The palms are facing each other here. They can be outside your breasts, or some people just use a ruler sense here, but for women, I think outside the breasts works best. You want an open chest. Feel the shoulder blades roll down the back on that exhale. It's such a great feeling. When you become aware of how the elbows even move back here with the hips, it's all beginning to get a sense of synchronicity, moving all parts together, including the breath. Last one on this left side here of bass drum. Sink it through the earth. Shift laterally towards your left. Release your right. Drum starts here with the fingertips a little bit above the shoulders, but basically the palm itself is right about here. And they track each other as they move because there's polarity points between the centers of the palms. So feel that. And feel this. It's all moving as if you yourself were the drum. Expansion. Breathe in. Contraction. Breathe out. Last one, a bass drum. Inhale the foot back. Ground everything through the earth. Double grounding helps us remember that we just finished both legs. Why is it important to determine that? It's because we're going into parasympathetic nervous system now. And now this is the daughter on the mountaintop. In other words, you're beginning to totally relax. It's the relaxation response, especially as you come through here. Your left hand is close to the heart, and as it moves down, it tracks right through the central meridian. On a joyous exhale. Last one. Bring the foot back in and ground it through the earth. Inhale to exhale. Daughter in the valley is next. Left heel moves forward, coming through the central meridian. I'm going to go back to Daughter on the Mountaintop because I forgot the right side, sorry. All right, shake it out for a moment. I want to make sure we do all these sides, right? So ground it, release towards your left leg, release your right. And remember that on the Daughter on the Mountaintop right side, the left hand is still close to the heart. And it gives us another opportunity to feel coming up the mountain is a kind of joyous inhale. Coming down is a very slow exhale. You don't want to stumble down the mountain, so you're kind of aware that you may be going down, but you don't want to go too fast. And the left hand is still close to the heart. Remembering how important the heart is in all meditations, and this Tai Chi Chih is a moving meditation. So we always begin with the breath and the heart. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Ground it through the earth now. We did both sides. We'll double ground it and move to Daughter in the valley. Shift towards the right leg to bring the left forward. Palms are up here. You're on top of the mountain. You're going to go through the woods and into the valley here. Feel that beautiful breath through the central core here as you inhale through the valley. Really does feel like a journey, doesn't it? One more. Bring the leg back. Inhale to ground and to shift. Daughter in the valley, right side. Your right heel moves. Once you get this leg grounded, the other leg just moves forward. It's ready to go. Here we go. 2 more. Last one. Bring the foot back in, ground it, double ground it. Carry the ball to the side. You'll have 3 rounds of 3 over here, and it's surprising how much ground how little ground we need to get over to there, maybe 5 feet. But we're moving so slowly that it feels like many more feet. Grounding into this leg, release the other heel. Carrying the ball, which is your hands right here, to the side. When you get to this side, bring in the other foot. And sink. Wind up. Release this yin leg and move towards it. It becomes yang, the miracle of weight shifting and moving from the center. And the opposite direction. Wind up, release, and move. We'll do one more this direction. Sometimes you just have to do a little tiny one here. And let's go back. And last cycle of 3. Inhale and ground it through the earth. Let's double ground it, okay? Find your center point here for your practice. We now do push, pull. Right heel comes forward. Or giving and receiving energy from your friends on Zoom. Sink into the front leg, straighten the back leg. Now sink into the back leg and straighten the front. Don't forget to exhale forward and inhale back to your heart. And to feel the joy of movement here. So much fun to move with your friends. Three more. Push, pull. or giving and receiving energy. Bring the foot back, sink it through the earth, shift towards your left to bring the right heel forward, and moving the energy forward in a circle, fingertips come up, wrists turn back to the heart, and the circle continues, it never stops. Feel that as it goes around in a circle there, the fingertips come to you and then they start moving down and forward again. Our wrists are so fluid by now that they move automatically with the fingers and with the elbows. The shoulders don't have to do any work at all. Nobody does. The whole body becomes integrated about this point in the practice, if not before. Two more. Last one of push-pull. That right leg returns to ground here. We'll double ground it. And this next move, pulling in the energy, is very much related to what we just did. It's just the opposite. Palms are up. You're pulling in the energy from the most distant star in the universe through the fingertips. And the palms, feel the centers of the palms. Mine are really almost hot now. I can feel it. They start to kind of tingle, right? Two more. Bring the foot back in, ground it before you move to the other side. Shift it laterally towards your left. Right heel moves forward, fingertips are up, ready to pull in the energy from the most distant star in the universe. Perhaps with a visualization, where are you right now in your mind? Is it the middle of the night? Or did you see the full moon last night? Last one of pulling in the energy, perhaps from the most distant star we can see in our solar system. Still double ground that one. It's so beautifully energetic. And we're going to take a short break for water right now. So I'm sure you all need it. I do. And then we'll continue with the taffies. So this is what I read at the beginning of class, pulling taffy, the variations all the way through. So now I'm going to read what we've just been through. It's hard to imagine that all of those poses that we've done, we're pretty good at this point. Rocking motion, bird flaps its wings around the platter variation, bass drum, daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley, carry the ball to the side, push, pull, and we just did pulling in the energy, and now we're on to the taffies. It seems like it's a long journey each time, but it's such an important one as we begin to feel the body just let go. All right, let's come into mountain pose a minute. And we'll begin with basic taffy. Left hand comes under the right elbow. Left heel moves out. Now, pulling the energy between the palms with the weight shift, you'll feel one hand that was underneath go up and the other hand automatically move down. And now we do it the opposite direction. You just keep changing legs and what arm is the invite hand. Now it's your left hand and your left foot just moved out. To move left. And now it's your right hand and your right foot. Moving right. And there's this beautiful connection of the palms as they don't touch, but there's energy and resistance between them that we can feel. Resistance through heavy air, maybe, or maybe something in your core that you can feel there, or both. Basic taffy. This taffy, once you learn it, comes back to all other variations, the 3 variations. So it gives us an important thread here that'll go through those 3 variations. Anchor, circles, and perpetual motion will follow this basic taffy. Last one. Bring the foot back in, ground it through the earth. Let's double ground. And prepare for anchor taffy. You might need some space here so you don't hit any furniture. And you're going to bring your left hand underneath, your left foot will come forward, pull the taffy, and the anchor foot is this back leg, your right leg right now. And it stays there until you finish the basic taffy over here, and the anchor pulls in. Then the other leg becomes the anchor. Feel the hips open there. Feel the shifting, what leg is bending and what is straightening. Being aware of all that, even though we don't necessarily think about it, it's happening. And that's when everything moves together, that's synchronicity, right? Yeah, one of the basic elements of what we need to do here. And one more of anchor taffy. And sink it through the earth. We'll double ground it. Circles taffy is next. Quite a bit of sinking and rising in this one. Rise to inhale. Sink to ground a very little bit. And then begin again. Two more. Last pairing. And returning home. Now we'll double ground it. Stand in mountain pose this moment here because those are always so beautifully energetic. And now we move into perpetual motion taffy with heel step. So let's get grounded first and begin. Heel comes right off the ground and then moves towards the toes with energy. And then you do it on the other side. While you're making this wonderful tappy move with the arms here, moving one arm right over the other elbow and then changing. Meanwhile, the legs are ready to move to support that. Heel to toe. And once you receive your balance here, then it's easy to lift the other heel up. So you want to get your full balance into that leg, fully into the foot, and then lift the other heel. Yes. And perpetual motion has the unique gift of not being 9. It's just whenever you feel perpetually that you've moved enough. Sometimes it feels like 12 or 13. This is one move I never count on. It's enough when it's enough. Let's make this the last one. Beautiful. Inhale to sink it through the earth. Basic tappy and the 3 variations are done. And we move into another short series, working the pulley on your left side and then on your right. Left heel moves forward, left palm is ready to move from the heart. And this is where the breath comes in, exhaling here. And inhaling that hip back. The other hand just comes along for the ride. It's the partner hand. Keep knee, hip, ankle moving together. That way you won't torque your knee. So you have to kind of swivel on the back ball of the foot and on the front heel to make this work really well without torquing anything. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the foot in, slide it back there, sink it into the earth, and prepare for the other side. Your right hand will come forward from the heart area, and your right foot will come out and ready to do a cross-body move here. The left hand's under the hip bone as it moves back. And then this hand's governing the breath. So that's your inhale. Whatever is the front leg and the front hand is going to govern that exhale there and this inhale back. Two more. Last one of working the pulley. That right foot comes back. We ground it through the earth. In our rider and horse position with your feet out like that. Once again. Now you bring the heels a little bit more closer together. Light at the top of the head, light at the temple is next. Our symphony is changing now to something more connected to this spiritual side of us that's up there in the head. Exhaling down. Palms go over the top of the head. This is your light at the crown of the head. Sink and rise. Establish a feeling of circling the energy between the palms. Forward in circles 6 to 9 times. Then hold the energy. Feel it there between the palms, even though they're not touching at all. And sink and rise and let it go. 3 times. It moves out and into the earth and back to your heart with your left hand on the inhale, through the central meridian and back down, gently exhaling. And then moves to our next part of this move, light at the temples or temple, which is your head. Sink and rise, feet in a V. Circle the energy. Hold it. Breathe it in. Sink and rise and let it go. 3 times. Sink it into the earth and bring it back to your heart with your left hand. Slowly come down the central meridian on your exhale, preparing now for joyous breath. So really feel the joy and the yawn nature of this next one. It's very masculine. Don't be afraid of it. Here we go. Exhaling down. Everything comes out. Now inhale, big inhale, come to the balls of the feet. Sink down 4 times. That breath is coming out. You can't hear that on Zoom, but it is. Inhale, big inhale. Last one. Beautiful. Such a wonderful feeling of liberation and freedom. And bring your right hand up here and your left hand is tracking this other foot. Both feet are on the ground. Feet are in a V and stay there. Passing clouds. All things change. And already have and will. And the practitioner of Tai Chi continues to look forward as the mirror hand moves away. As you stay grounded, except when you're outside, then you might want to follow the beautiful trees, the sky, the clouds, nature, the humming bees, the birds that fly over. But now that we're inside, we'll just moderate it, keeping it simple and feeling the clouds pass. As those of us who are here after 3 years of the pandemic are so grateful to be here, celebrating life together and the joy of movement. Coming back to stationary eventually, right now, and preparing for our next move. First, we'll ground that one. And our last move is Ho Hu Tsu, Chih, Shi, Chui. Left hand, left foot. Just so we say it first, okay? Ho. That's for the heart. Both hands, same foot. Hu, that's for the spleen. This is for the liver now. Tsu, T-S-U. Tsu. And the next one is your right hand, your right foot. Sh, and that's for the lungs. Shi is for the triple heater. Shi, And now we go back the other way. Chui, this is for the kidneys. Chui. All right, now we're going to do that 3 times without making any vocal sound. It's aspirated, but still breathe. Last cycle, 5 chuis. Use your heel step. Lift your foot. Good. Beautiful. Mixing the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites in this practice. We brought them all together. And now we come into cosmic consciousness pose. Your left heel against your right ankle bone. Bring the arms up in a circle. That's the circle of the world here. Bringing your left hand close to the heart and your elbows out to the sides, looking over the window of eternity and through it. The fingertips are open. Breathe. Feel the gratitude. Thousands of years of Qigong, Tai Chi Chuan, and Tai Chi Chih in 1974. Thank you to many great teachers, and finally, Wen Shan Wang and Justin Stone for Tai Chi Chih. And all of us, and those of you who are going to become teachers, gratitude to that, because teaching goes forever, as does learning.